Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's episode, we're just going to take a look at the tank. Also, I'll mix some more solution up for the dosing in the tank as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit, about that as well, and my thoughts of what I'm actually going to do. But I've done a separate different video. Obviously I'm going to link it onto this one, but you'll see my thoughts and what I'm going to do with this tank in the future. I spoke about it a couple of times, a couple of videos ago, that I was going to go two different routes really. Well, three different routes. One, to stay with the aquaforest that we were already using, the 1, 2, 3 components. Two, we're going to change over to the Reef's Element 2 part, which is obviously beneficial in two senses. One is it's only 2 parts, so I won't have to have 3 containers in the cabinet, and 2, it's only a 2-part solution as well, and 3, that it will only basically use around about 60 ml a day in this tank, going off the instructions and dosage values on it. So those are the 3 main things that I really needed to consider, and I've come to my conclusion now, what I'm going to do. So obviously you'll see that later on in this video. First things first though, what I do want to point out, you'll probably notice that I've got this little light here, LED light. And guys, what I'm going to do is I'll link the guy's Instagram, probably just about here. Go check him out. He does them for anybody, especially YouTubers with their own logo and stuff like that. But I'm sure he'll do it for anything as well. This has come from a guy called Richard. He's called the Reef Dabbler on Instagram. Obviously I'll post it here. And he makes these. It's like an acrylic plastic type thing. And basically it's an LED light with your logo on. It comes with a little remote like this, and you can basically change it to different colours. Absolutely fantastic. You can have it as strobe, you can have it as flash, you can have it as fade like this. So you can have it in loads of different ways you want. You can have it smooth like that. But I think it's an absolute fantastic little bit of a kit for your tank to go, especially if you like your logo like I do. And I think it just works a treat there. I think it looks really nice. I've just got it plugged into a little power bank, and it uses very little power. But I think it sets the tank off. So definitely head over to him, check him out, and if you want one, hit him up and I'm sure he'll sort you out. So going on to the tank guys, everything's doing really well. I did have an issue, well I thought I had an issue with my Duncans. We all know the Duncans are classed as the coral keepers in the tank. If a Duncan is all curled up, 9 times out of 10 there's something wrong with your tank, which gives you an indication of just to check your parameters and stuff like that. Mine was curled up like, I actually thought I was losing it. They were curled up so much that they was just not coming out at all at the beginning of the week. But what I did was I cleaned all the filter roll. I'd shown it in my last video. I cleaned the Clarity, and I also, because my phosphates had started to rise, I put the Nios torque on. So I was running the Rophos. I also thought I'll just put some carbon as well. So only a minuscule carbon. I think it's 50 grams or something, so not enough, absolutely nothing. But I started to put them, and I ran them, started both at the same time. Now what I think it's done is it's just like shocked the system a little bit. All the other corals looked perfect, apart from the Duncans, and the Duncans was like really bad. So, but now as you can see, they've come out a treat now, and they're back to the way they was. I tested my phosphates, nitrates, and my parameters this week are as follows. Nitrates are 5.9, so dropped. The phosphates was 0.19 last time. This time I tested them and they've dropped to 0.13, so just slightly. Alkalinity is rock stable at 8.5, 8.54 on the Hannah checker, and 8.59 on the KH keeper. So near enough identical. So really happy with that. And the calcium is running at 445, and magnesium is slightly low at 1360. So usually run that 1380, 1400, but slightly low. Don't know why, but nothing too bad. But looking at the tank, guys, as you can see, everything's looking really good. Growth is fantastic. You know, colour, everything's going really well. This leather coral is, as you can see, it's growing like mad now, and it's near enough. Well, it is. It's hitting the power head. So I'll have to raise that power head a little bit. Basically, that power head just goes across the back, so it's just basically going along there, and then it circulates. And then we have the max specs, which just does different motions, and then we have the Nero 5 that is just points slightly up and just gives that little ripple. So we have a load of flow in the tank. But these Gonioporas, guys, are absolutely growing massive. If you look back on the past videos, a few videos ago, they were small. I've not had them long, what, maybe 3 months, 2 months, and the growth of these have just gone like through the roof. I'm really happy that I can keep them, because I really do like Gonioporas, and in the past I've just not been able to keep them. But I think in another 6 months they'll be just like, they're just going to fill that space. So I'm going to have to think about maybe doing some sort of different rescape. What I did think of doing was gluing these back onto this rock here, but then I thought maybe we're going to have a bit of warfare with the Duncans, so I changed my mind and I'm just going to keep that there for as long as I can. Well, that's just a huge colony of candy canes, all puffed up and loving life. All the rest of them, this mushroom is starting to colour up. I took that from there, so the mushrooms are starting to colour up. This rainbow chalice is starting to completely come off its frag and stuff. I'm going to be fragging some of these. I've got to go and pick some frags up at weekend, so I'm going to frag them, and I'm going to frag this, because basically around this edge here is all growth, all new growth that's on the thing, so I can basically just snap these pieces, and I'm going to put them on frag plugs. This torch that had been stung by the anemone is doing really well. As you can see, guys, it's flowing, loving life there. So yeah, definitely it was a sting from the anemone for sure. As you can see, it's just massive, and the clownfish basically host it now. And I think it's because the clownfish have this symbiotic thing where it feeds, the clownfish feed it, so I think it's just like happy as anything there now. Feeds clownfish. I've seen the clownfish go feeding it, so yeah, it's loving it. And there's the clownfish. I've laid eggs at the back there, and there's the male just wafting them, keeping them oxygenated. But as for the rest of the torches, this one here, this purple one with a green, solid green base, just looks absolutely stunning. If that will get out of the way, the fish will get out of the way. Just look at the green base of that. And then we have the dragon soul and the holy grails and stuff like that. Everything. Euphilia garden is looking really on point. So yeah, overall, guys, the tank's looking pretty decent. So what I'll do is I'll show you now. Go on to the mixing of the solutions that I've run, and you'll be able to see what I do and how long it takes. It doesn't take that long, so yeah, I'll see you in a minute, guys. So guys, I think I've shown you this before, but mixing up some of the solution, what I tend to do is I tend to do the calcium first, which is this one. Do the calcium first, and then I do the magnesium. And that you mix it with the reef salt, and then I also do the KH buffer, which is the alkalinity. I do that last because the KH buffer seems to be longer, you know, when you're mixing it. I basically run, before I do this, I put the bucket just there, and I put a heater in it the night before, heat it up to about 26 degrees, and then we're basically good to go. And the calcium and alkalinity, the calcium and the magnesium seems to dissolve straight away. This is literally done this about, what, maybe in 2 minutes, and it's done. If you don't already know about this Aquaforest stuff, I don't think you really need to add these strong components. These are just supplements of the macro elements in it that your corals, you know, do need. You can actually just run, I believe, just the calcium, alkalinity and magnesium with none of these in it. These are fairly expensive. They go in the UK for around £24. So it'd probably be about $30 US if you could get them in America. 30, yeah, you can get them in America because BRS did a take on it. So it'd be about $40, I think, $35. So pretty expensive for this component, considering you don't really need to put it in. But for the calcium, you add the A and B, which is here. You have the A and B strong. The A is this one. This one contains strontium and barium, and then this one contains all the heavy metals, the metals that you're not supposed to supposedly have. However, you do supposed to have some metals in your tank, and as you can see, when I take this top off here, you'll see the colour of it. And at first I was like, whoa, what the hell? And it's dead murky and dead, like, looks dirty water. But yeah, contacted them, well, long time ago, and they said that's exactly what it is. So I'm assuming that's the heavy metals that's, I don't know, like been turned into liquid form, and it's good. The rest of them are all clear. So yeah, that's those two for the calcium, and then we have the magnesium. And the magnesium, you dose this supplement here, which is the K, and the K contains potassium, concentrated potassium. And then we go on to the alkalinity, and the alkalinity we just dose. There's a strong C, and that contains iodide and fluoride. So yeah, and the dates are on the sides. So yeah, these are the ones that go with them. The K, A, and then this. So it can become pretty expensive, especially like with me, with what I do and dosing. Like I said, I'm up to about $2.80 now on dosing them. So it's a pretty, you know, and I'm topping it up every like 16 days or so. So it does get pretty expensive, I suppose, in a way. And I did speak about it past couple of videos ago about what I should do, whether to go to REEF elements. So I was thinking of going, or maybe to just keep running it, and when it gets a little bit too high, like say about 350, then look at getting maybe a calcium reactor, which I think that is the way I'm going to go. A lot of you guys, you know, commented, and I really appreciate what you all said, put your input into it, and basically said don't change it, because like I've said before in the past, don't change something that doesn't need to be changed. And you know what, guys, you're exactly right. I don't really need to change anything that doesn't need to be changed, because this stuff works for me. It works for my tank. My tank's settled with it. So the route I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to this, and then maybe look sometime in the future, maybe towards the end of the year, when the corals completely grow out. I would have thought in the next year or so, 8 months, 9 months, and maybe look at getting a calcium reactor either by the end of the year or into the new year next year. So yeah, I take on board everything you say and everything you recommend, and you're all completely right in what you're saying, so I appreciate that. But what we'll do is we'll have a look at the tank now, and yeah, I'll see you shortly. So guys, we're back, and like I said, yeah, hope you found that pretty interesting about the Aquaforest. Give you a little bit of insight. I don't, like I said before on the video, I don't think you actually need to run the strongs. To be truthful, that's just like the elements that you put in to it. Something I really need to check up on, maybe just to make sure. But from what I've been told, I don't think you'd actually need to actually run it. So if you don't want to run it, it'll be a fairly cheap and fairly cost-effective way of running it, I suppose. You know, those bags are not that expensive, £8, £9. So overall, I think if you just ran the actual solutions like the calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium, I think everything would be pretty fine, really, and it won't be too bad. But obviously, I run the elements, and it's just I see the results in the tank. So, but I think that's the route I'm going to go down now, guys. Is I'm just going to stick to this, what I know. I'm not going to change it. You know, really appreciate all your feedbacks, what you thought I should do. And yeah, after sitting down and thinking about it, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to stick to what I know, because if I put something in this tank and the tank doesn't take to it, or the corals don't take to it, then, you know, I could theoretically lose everything, or, you know, make things really bad. So something I don't want to do, and I'm going to stick to running the aquaforest for the time being. And yeah, maybe in the future sometime. I mean, because they're expensive. I know people, you can set them up, you know, buy second-hand, or, you know, set them up relatively cheap, you know. But obviously, the amount of money and time you've invested in a tank, I don't really want to do that route. I'd rather just spend the extra, you know, extra money, and basically buy the best, really, just to run it, a calcium reactor on it. So, you know, you're looking at probably maybe about £1,000, I reckon, you know, over here to get up a really good quality calcium reactor going. So hopefully, or if somebody gives me one, that'll be even better. But I can't see that for sure. But yeah, I think that's the route I'm gonna have to go over time, because the amount that I'm dosing is a little bit too much, and it's only going to get more especially as these SPSs all continue to keep growing, and like this mighty talk and this one here. So yeah, I think that's the route I'm going to go. So once again, guys, I appreciate your feedback. Quick mention before I'm going is, if you're not already gone on to our Instagrams, check them out. Go head over to them, check them out for sure. We're doing a massive prize giveaway. It's going to be this Friday. So if you're not already gone onto them and checked us out and followed the rules, head over to my Instagram, and you'll see the rules for sure. You don't want to miss that. It's a massive giveaway of a XR15 Pro, either the blue or the Pro version. Sadly, it's only going to be for the UK. Obviously due to shipping and stuff like that. So it's only going to be to UK people. I wish it could have been international, but it's just, like I said, it's just the shipping and stuff like that. So sorry about that, guys. But if you've not already done so, like I said, head over, check us out, and be in with a chance to win an XR15 Pro. So once again, guys, thanks for your continued support. If you've not already done so, click the like and the subscribe. And yeah, don't forget, leave any comments below. And I'll see you on the next video, guys. So thanks a lot. Cheers.